PsychInfo orientation. What is it? The most comprehensive vetted index of psychological science research available. It contains over 5 million interdisciplinary records describing international research across the behavioral and social sciences, and it's updated twice weekly. Who made this? It's managed by the American Psychological Association, APA, the preeminent psychological association in the United States and largest psychological association in the world. How do you get to it? This is a subscription database. You must access it through Western libraries. Why? You can use it if your research touches on any aspect of psychology, such as attitudes, beliefs, mental health, substance use, cognitive disorders, etc. And what is its superpower? The filtering abilities, lots of specialized filters to help find exactly what you need. And a subject index to help you get more specific and right-size your search. Now let's hear from faculty librarian Emily Spraklin, and she'll show us how to use it.
This video is designed to give you an overview of the PsychInfo database. You can access PsychInfo through the A to Z database guide, either looking by subject, such as psychology, typing in the name of the database here, or like I'm going to do it by using the alphabetized list. So I'm going to go to C because C. By C, I mean P for PsychInfo. Scroll down. You're going to see it towards the bottom. And you're going to see two. You see PsychInfo and you see PsychArticles. What's the difference between these two databases? Well, this database, PsychArticles, is a full text database. This means it contains the articles that it describes. Okay? The great part about this database is that, yes, I can access full text articles, but the downside is that it is much smaller than PsychInfo. That means that it does not contain a fraction of the amount of records, so there's a lower likelihood that you're going to find exactly what you need. However, there's a 100% likelihood that you will find a full text article. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. PsychInfo, on the other hand, is an index, so it contains descriptions of scholarly literature in the psychology discipline. And as such, it is a much bigger database, and you can use that Find It button to locate the actual full text of any article described in PsychInfo. So the big difference is this one, PsychInfo, is much bigger, much more comprehensive. However, it does not necessarily contain the full text of every article that it describes. Okay, this is where we're going. Let's go into PsychInfo. Here we are, we're in PsychInfo, and this is the advanced search. So when you access PsychInfo, it'll take you to the advanced search field. These large bars are where you can enter in your search terms, your keywords, or your subjects. And then here you can use those Boolean operators to combine searches. There's another video on Boolean operators that I encourage you to watch if this is new to you. The main features of PsychInfo that I think are really cool are the advanced filters. So if you look over here, you have some of these standard filters, okay, English language, peer-reviewed article. But if you scroll down, you can search by things like tests and measures. So if there's a specific test or measure that you'd like to learn more about, you can search by that. You can also search by age groups. So if you're looking at a specific population, say children, well, this is a great tool to figure out or to get a better sense of what group of children am I specifically interested in? Am I looking at this age from birth to 12 years old? Am I looking at neonatal, infancy, preschool age? All these different groups, and this refers to the participants studied in the research, okay? So this can be helpful in narrowing down who your population is or getting a better sense in your mind of what do you mean by kids or children or teens or tweens, right? So this is a great tool that you can use. I believe you can select multiple by using that control button. Yep. We'll exit those for now. You can also look at methodology. So this is one that is not available in many databases, but if you are interested in looking at specific methodological designs for research studies, look at this. You can narrow by longitudinal studies. You can find specific literature reviews. So lit reviews generally or specifically systematic reviews. You can look at qualitative research in terms of like interviews, focus groups, metasynthesis. So again, if you are looking for a specific methodology or you're interested in a specific methodology, use this filter to narrow down your results to those methodologies. Okay, so those are some of the filters that make this database really unique and special. It's not something you're going to be able to do in like a web-based search like Google Scholar or something like that. So huge strength of this database. The other strength is this subject thesaurus. So these are the terms that are used to organize information in the database. So earlier I was looking for research around substance use disorder and specifically opioid use disorder. And in the CINAHL database, I was not able to find a specific subject heading for opioid use disorder. However, if I put that in here, see if I spell it right, opioid use disorder, you're going to actually find quite a few subjects related to opioid use disorder and substance use disorder. So if I click the little caret, I can see the definition of this term. I can also hit this explode. Actually, we're not going to do that. JK, we're going to just click this. And this will take me into the term itself, its definition. What does it mean? We can see terms that are broader. So they also have substance use disorder. You can also get more specific if you're looking at heroin use disorder or morphine dependence. We can also see related terms that may also be helpful. All right, so this database may be a great complement to CINAHL, especially if you're looking into something around substance use disorders. This is also a good one if you're looking for psychological conditions such as burnout. So let's go back to burnout or back to the search page, and I'm going to type in burnout. Okay, and again, you're going to see lots of different terms. Let's start with burnout specifically. Here's my definition. And one thing it tells me is use a more specific term if possible. So what we can look out for is there are even more specific terms. So we have academic stress, athletic burnout, job burnout. There's also related terms like compassion fatigue, digital fatigue, that's a new one, emotional exhaustion, fatigue, vicarious trauma, etc. Okay, I'm going to look into this job burnout because that connects in with the nursing component. Okay, and this is related to jobs, occupational stress. To add this to my search, I just click the box, click add to search. Okay. And I could add that term nursing. And let's see what we get. Okay, so we have 229 articles related to nursing and job burnout. Let's go here. This is an assessment tool. And I just want to give an example. This is a bad example. Okay. I want to show an example of how you might access these. So you can see what the thing is by looking at these little descriptors. So this is a dissertation abstract. We have a peer-reviewed article. Okay, so that gives you a sense for what it is. The titles are hyperlinked. You'll see a brief snippet of the abstract, and then over here you're going to see the subjects. So this again can give you more information about what terms or what the articles are about, and also these terms might be useful in your future searches. We'll go down here. Okay, we're going to go back here. To access this article, you can see here it says it's an open access article. I can find actually even the contact information for the authors. You can get more specific. So here we can find that information about what tests and measures were used in the study, what's the methodology of the study. This can be great pre-reading before you dig into the article. Get a sense for what you're about to read. And then to access it, we'll click that Access Now button. Here we go. This is probably going to be a funky one, but let's try to access it through this DOAG, Directory of Open Access, and it's not a G, it's a J. Okay, great. So it does actually show up. We were taken directly to the article. That's relief. Sometimes that doesn't happen. You can download the article right here. You can read the whole thing from this page. Okay, so that's how you're going to access articles in this database. Filters, again, you can return to these filters if you want to further narrow down your searches. If you ever want to get back to the advanced search page, click that advanced search. It'll retain your searches. Let's do one more. I'm going to try doing that subject term of opioid use disorder. I'm going to add nursing, and I'm going to add attitudes or perceptions or beliefs, and I'm going to add this one, stigma. I think that's important in the nursing setting. So this is great. So I get a lot more results looking in PsychInfo than I did in CINAHL when I'm researching this topic related to opioid use disorder. I'm specifically interested in pain management in an acute setting. However, these articles, I think, can really inform the approach that we might take to patients in that setting. And what are some barriers that they experience? What are some barriers that nurses experience, or some psychological barriers that may impact their care? So this, again, is a great resource. A complement for searching CINAHL is looking into PsychInfo. All right. We have a lot more research here. Okay, thank you so much. Reach out if you have any questions.